welcome to a new series of Small Group. For those of you who don't know us, well, you've heard of Dom and Lou. Well, this is Kev and Jew. Sorry, not really.
I can't believe you said that.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist.
Dear. Anyway, that's completely thrown me. But we're into a new series now in small groups, and we're really glad that you're joining us. It would be a bit lonely if we were on our own. And we're going to start for the next few weeks looking at the theme of grace, which is so important. It's the bedrock of being a Christian, and getting into it and getting to understand it and apply it is so important to our Christian walk and our Christian lives. And we think that you're in for a great time as you explore and unpack questions that talk about grace, the grace of God, and how it works out in our lives.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I am. Me too. Very excited.
And so we're just going to kick off with a few minutes of discussion. Julie and myself, Kevin Jew. Can't believe she said that. Still can't believe it. We're going to have a little discussion on the theme of grace and what it means and how it applies for a few minutes, and then leave you in the capable hands of your small group leaders to discuss some questions that they've got. So we're going to kick off with a sort of, what's a working definition of grace? How would you put grace?
Oh gosh. Okay. I would probably say.
Nothing like putting you on the spot.
No, thanks for that. Yeah, that's great. I'd probably say that grace is something that we Christians that we receive, that we haven't done anything to earn, that we don't deserve, that there's absolutely nothing that we've done that makes us entitled to it. It's a gift. It's a blessing.
That's really good. There's the classic definition, which is that it's God's favour, and some people will say it's God's favour to us sinners expressed in Jesus Christ. And that's Julie's working definition, and that definition are really good pictures of what grace is. We're going to look at a couple of verses. So one of them is from Romans 3:24. I think you've got that in the message, haven't you?
I have, yes. It says in the Message version, "Out of sheer generosity, he put us in right standing with himself. A pure gift. He got us out of the mess we're in and restored us to where he always wanted us to be. And he did it by means of Jesus Christ."
That's right. I love that version. If you know it in the NIV, you'll know that it says we're all justified freely by grace. But there it talks about it got us out of the mess we're in by God's generosity. And there it is again, God's favour. We haven't deserved it. It's unmerited, and yet he's done it for us. That is a wonderful thing. And then there's also Ephesians 2:8, which a lot of you will know, but it's worth reading and listening to. "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." This incredible gift that we've been given. It's a done deal. And I love that fact. So we're going to look at that and the fact that grace is God's undeserved favour to us. But we're also going to look at another expression of grace. It's a really interesting word. So it appears over 120 times in the Bible, and 86 of those are used by St. Paul.
My goodness, I didn't know that.
And the word is never used by Jesus.
Wow.
But Paul clearly had a very good handle on what grace is. Now, of course, lots of the time Jesus was teaching about grace. He was expressing grace in his ministry, in his teaching, in his parables. But Paul goes into what grace is. And there's a whole group of verses and context and texts where he talks about grace being this undeserved favour. But there's another group of verses where he talks about grace as being a power for living. So one of those verses, for example, comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8.
It says, "God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that having all sufficiency in all things at all times, you may abound in every good work."
And there are a number of verses like that where Paul seems to say and picture grace as the power to live out obedient lives to God. So we're going to unpack that as well. So I hope you have a great small group.
We do. We hope you have a fabulous time.
And that you learn something, but more than that, you're able to apply something to your life, and that God speaks to you, whether you're meeting this morning, this afternoon, or this evening. Enjoy your small group and have a great time.